Tell your friends you drive an urban crossover and they might think you've lost the plot.
But that's how Renault describes its new super mini-sized SUV, the Captur. Now on the inside, this car's got enough space for 4 people, and outside it looks like nothing else on the road, especially in orange. Renault's had a tough time in the UK recently, so could this be the car to turn around its fortunes? Let's find out.
Firstly, don't go calling the Captur a 4x4. It sends power through the front wheels only, so there's little hope of going off tarmac. That'll be the urban bit then. Other urban crossovers include the Nissan Juke, Mini Countryman and Vauxhall Mokka, and the sector is growing fast. Prices for the Captur start from around £12,500. This is the most powerful Captur on sale, the 120 brake horsepower 1.2 petrol. Despite that, performance is best described as steady rather than sporty, but the payoff is decent fuel economy. Renault claims 52 miles per gallon, which puts it in the same ballpark as Ford's 1 litre EcoBoost petrol engines. A 90 bhp petrol and 90 bhp diesel are also available, the latter returning 76 miles per gallon according to official figures. Click the link below to see how the Renault Clio fared in our more realistic fuel economy tests. This engine only comes with Renault's EDC automatic gearbox, which has 2 clutches to line up the next gear while you drive. It doesn't have manual paddles behind the steering wheel, but it doesn't really need them. The shifts in auto mode are smooth and quick. There's also an eco button down here behind the gear lever. Press that and the box shifts up earlier to save up to 10% more fuel, but it does really strangle the performance.
Renault has obviously learnt lessons from Mini and offers a wide range of options to customise the Captur to your own personal taste, or lack of. You want a white roof and orange wheels? Fine. Bonnet stripes and blue highlights on the dashboard? That's no problem.
There are some useful features too, like seat covers you can unzip and then bung in the wash, a sliding rear seat to boost legroom, and a removable boot floor with either carpeted or wipe-clean surfaces.
Renault's R-Link touchscreen media system is like having a tablet computer in your dashboard.
It's easy to use, and as well as the usual stereo, phone and sat-nav functions, it can read out your emails on the move. Plus you can download apps for everything from news updates to fuel prices.
There's even an app that plays the sound of a racing car through the speakers as you drive along.
It's not all mouth and no trousers though. The Captur is decent to drive on twisty roads. It's got a good amount of grip, but the steering's very light and a bit lacking in feedback, and there's a fair bit more body roll than the equivalent Clio, which puts every car through the same high-speed swerve test to see how they handle at the limit. Learn more about how we test cars by clicking the link below. Ironically, it's actually less impressive around town, where the firm suspension means it really bumps over speed humps and through potholes. The Renault comes with all the safety kit you'd expect, and is likely to match the 5-star crash test rating of its little brother, the Clio. Reliability, however, is more of a concern. Renault doesn't fare particularly well in the annual Which Car survey, the largest of its kind in the UK.
If you just want practical family transport, there's little reason to choose the Captur over a small MPV like the Vauxhall Meriva or Honda Jazz. But while I promised myself I wouldn't use the phrase va-va-voom, the Captur does bring something else to the party. A dose of SUV attitude and a chance to personalise the car, really make it your own. I'd suggest waiting until we've got reliability data before you take the plunge. But on initial impressions at least, it's hard to imagine the Captur being anything other than a success.
Click to read our report on the Renault Captur, or sign up to Which for just £1 to access full reviews with lab test data for the Nissan Juke and Mini Countryman.